All right. Everything working now? You guys can see my screen? Anybody? Oh wow, Joseph, I'm gonna blush, man. Make me nervous. So okay, I'm guessing everyone can see my screen and hear me. Yay, nay. Good to go? Alright, solid. Alright, so let's start off with SPY today. Obviously Friday we had an ugly day. Today we had a big rebound. Everything looks good so far. The reason I got into puts myself is just because I was on the phone with a couple of very good traders last night, a couple of hedge fund guys, and they all told me the same thing. They're all taking risk off right now. They're all taking tech stocks off, and the reason they're doing that is because the 10-year and the 2-year rates are going up. Sorry, 10-year and 30-year rates are going up, and at the same time, QQQ is going up, and that's very rare. When that starts happening, rates they start signaling that it's almost the end, basically. So that's why I've been in the market for a long time, a lot longer than you guys, and I've been through corrections before. Everyone thinks that when corrections start, they'll be able to get out of stuff, but usually when corrections start, you can't really time it. It's really, really hard to time a correction, and that's why I just rather be risk off. I did the same thing 3 or 4 weeks ago. If you guys remember, I told you guys I liquidated a whole account. Today, this morning, I was selling a lot of stuff. I remember last time I liquidated a bunch of positions, a lot of people were talking to me weird too. But then you guys seen the market dump for 2 weeks straight. So that's just like my thing. When I start seeing, I know a lot of people in the market. I know a lot of good traders, a lot of people that handle a lot of big money. And when they talk, I listen. So basically, what they told me is if rates are up and tech is up at the same time, it's showing that the tech trade is almost done, which tells me it's either going to be rotation into value right now, value and metals, or it's going to be complete just dump. And just from what I see right now, you guys remember what I called on Bitcoin, right? So on Bitcoin, it was the same chart. Like, let me pull up this Bitcoin chart real quick. When I called the Bitcoin top, everyone was like, you're crazy, this and that. Rizzy started betting me money that it wasn't the top, but it's the same, it's just kind of the same pattern. The longer it stays up here without a significant breakout, the more likely it is to fail. And you guys see this. So people that bought up here, they've been stuck in there forever. And it's the same thing. Bitcoin's falling down. And SPY is almost the exact same pattern here. So if you look at it, it made a huge run, right? The last high was 398.12. And then the next high it made after that before a pullback was 422.82, which is a $25 move up, right? So this time when it took out highs, it's only made a 425.46 was the next high before a significant pullback, and that's only a $3 move. So once it starts going like this is signaling a topping pattern in my opinion. I could be wrong. I might be too early on the puts. I usually am. I'm usually right, but I'm usually too early. So let's see what happens. Right now it looks decent. Like obviously after Friday we dropped under the 50-day moving average, and then today we ripped above it and we filled the gap up. So right now it looks okay on SPY, but again I'm just getting prepared for the worst. Expect the best, prepare for the worst. You know what I mean? And then you got QQQ, same kind of pattern. You see this morning I called out this 344.50 level as resistance. We never got above it. Even on that last second rip there, we touched exactly 344.43 and then 344.50, and we pulled back immediately. So you just have to keep watching. Just stay nimble. Like, that's all I want to say to you guys. Don't get too stuck in one direction. Don't get your whole account long. Don't get your whole account short. Just be nimble. See what happens. And right now I'm expecting a little bit of a pullback, but let's see what happens. You got the... Yeah, this is the NASDAQ. This is why I call that 344.50 level. I just looked at the hourly right here. It's had a lot of problems here. There's a lot of wicks, a lot of selling at that level, 344.50. As you can see on the hourly, it's all the way back here from June 14th. We got a false breakout above it, and now it's been trying to get above there, and the longer it stays underneath there, the more chance there is to fail. So that's just what I was watching, and we got the daily. Same thing, 344.50 has been a tough level. Today, obviously, it's a very good candle. There's a big lower wick, which means people were buying the dip. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Nothing's guaranteed. If I could time the market, I'd be a billionaire by now. But let's see. Just based on experience, that's what I see. XLF, little oversold bounce today. Nothing looks bullish on this chart to me yet. Just because we dumped so much, we were way oversold and we got a little bounce. So that's all I'm watching on XLF. And if XLF and QQQ pull back, you know what happens to SPY. It's going to pull back hard. That's why I have SPY puts for Wednesday. I gave myself a couple extra days. I took the dailies this morning, but obviously I wasn't getting the move. Monday Ripper, Tuesday Dipper. It's been the same pattern for the last 4 weeks. Let's see if it does the same thing this week. And Amazon. I just feel like Amazon's just been on a tear. Like everything's just getting too extended in my opinion in tech world. We got Amazon here. It's been up for like 9 straight days, 10 straight days. Obviously, Ricky's going to disagree with me, loves Amazon. But just for me, like look at the last time we ran 8 straight days. This was only 6 straight days. And look at the dump afterwards. Same thing with, I seen another one here. It's been Amazon's pattern. It just goes crazy for a few days and then it pulls back way harder than it went crazy. So right here you see it started at 3,000, went all the way up to 3,500, and then it gave it all back and closed below 3,000. So this is just the type of action that Amazon shows. Let's see if the pattern repeats. Obviously it could be different, but I'm just protecting myself here. That's why I took Amazon puts. It's just because every time that it gets a rip like this, it does a huge dip. So I'm just hoping for that. If you're long Amazon, I'm sorry. It's just my opinion. You could be right too. Same thing with NVIDIA. Like, look at this massive run. Everyone knows NVIDIA split is coming this week, so everyone's expecting it. And what happens when everyone's expecting one way? Usually it goes the other way. So that's why NVIDIA, I don't expect it to go higher. Today's candle is nice. They did buy the dip a lot. Let's see where it opens tomorrow. But we have been overbought for a lot of days right now. And this candle on Friday is a really, really ugly candle. That's a doji, a reversal doji. So we'll see what happens with NVIDIA. We got SE here. I'm not interested in any of these names long anymore. I sold some of my SE equity even in my portfolio. And why did I sell it? Look at this. 285 was the all-time high. 286.60 could be almost a double top here. Again, I'll say it again. Resistance is not an exact number. It is a zone always. So we took out the highs by $1 on a $285 stock. That doesn't matter to me at all. And today's candle again is very bullish, but let's see what happens tomorrow. Look at the volume. There is no buying today. It's just algos bringing it up. Let's see. Oh shoot. What is that? Okay, yeah. NVIDIA, same thing. Look, we still close negative on NVIDIA, I guess. That's what TradingView says. We got the VIX. Another reason I'm bearish. This VIX is just putting up a higher low. This is obviously an ugly, ugly candle. Friday we ripped up a lot. Today we had this big pullback, but we still didn't take out Friday's low. So if we took out Friday's low on VIX, I'd be a little more bullish. But right now, for now, we're just holding Friday's low. See if we gap up tomorrow, see what happens. But what did I want to show you? Okay, we'll go Palantir. Palantir again, just teasing us with that 25.50 level again. It gets over it, and then it just pulls back right away. As you see, there's a big seller at 25.50. I don't know if it's one or a lot of people, but every time it hits 25.50, there's always wicks above it. You see this? This is the 25.50 level right here. We've been calling this for weeks, and it hasn't gone so far. So it might be due for a pullback. Like, buyers are gonna run out. If it keeps rejecting 25.50, they're gonna start knowing that it's gonna reject 25.50, and buyers are gonna start run out and might pull back. But for right now, it's just as long as it's over 25 and under 25.50, it's just consolidating in that area. Again, another nice candle by the dip here. Nice lower wick there. CMLF was ugly today. Why did I say it's ugly? It closed below our 1335 resistance. I thought this resistance would turn into support. We did close below it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. I mean, look at this bear volume. This is nothing. Look at the amount of bull volume that came in when there was buyers, and look at how much bear volume there was sellers. That means it's just no one was buying today. It doesn't mean people were selling today. So just remember in the market, For a stock to go up, there has to be buyers, but a stock can fall on its own accord. Like, you don't need to have sellers. Obviously, you see right here, tiny, tiny volume, and we fell down 7% today. So let's see if we can get some buyers in the CMLF. I'm still holding my position in that one because it's not tech. It's more growth. PDD, I took calls in this one. Why did I take calls? Chart's not too great, but what happened this morning was this huge dump right here. So I seen it get very oversold. So I zoomed out a little bit, and I seen every time it gets oversold, there's a little pop. So you see this right here? Oversold, there's a pop. Oversold, there's a big pop. So it's just like, it's just a scalp. I'm not like holding it for a long time. Let's see if we can gap up tomorrow. Strong close there. We got some volume right at the end of the day. Let's see if we can take out today's high of the day tomorrow. If we do, then I might hold some. But if we don't, then I might get rid of it. We got Tesla. Tesla, big fail today. I don't know why you would hold calls in this one. I think Goldman Sachs took puts at the end of the day. Why do I say that? Because look, we were running in Tesla all day on no news. So he drops good news in the middle of the day. Elon Musk knows what he's doing. So he drops good news right here, right? And look at it, just failed. It just shows like that news meant absolutely nothing. No one wanted to buy after that. Look at this huge selling volume at the end of the day. For the last 25 minutes, just straight selling down. And we closed so we round trip basically. Where we opened at 624.50 and we closed at 620.78. Our low of the day was 609 and our high of the day was 631. So that's why I hate trading Tesla. Look at this volatility, all to close $3 within the open. This stock is just crazy. Just listen to Goldman Sachs. He knows what he's doing on it. His levels are good. But other than that, this is just way too volatile. I don't want to play it either way right here. It's too late for puts. It's too early for calls. I wouldn't touch it with a stick right here. Daily, again, just all over the place. We had that wedge breakout. Now it retested. Actually, this looks good on the daily. We retested the wedge perfectly here. Okay, so that's a little bit more bullish if you got it at the lows. But I wanted to see it close above Friday's high. So it looks good because it retested the wedge and there's big dip buyers there. But at the same time, we didn't close above Friday's high, and the bear volume here is kind of significant. So I'm not really too bullish on Tesla here. We got Bitcoin just dying off completely. This guy, Michael Saylor, keeps buying it for MSTR. I don't think he understands what risk management is. Looks like he's going to blow up soon, but let's see what happens. I think this is a very clear break on Bitcoin. And if we don't get back above 42,000 within a week or two, this one's going to dump below 30,000. And I expect Bitcoin to go all the way down to 20K. Again, I could be wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. Take it for what it's worth. Just this is an ugly, ugly pattern in my eyes. The resistance now 28,850. If 30,000 goes, and then the next support is 28,850, and if it takes out 28,850, it's gonna go all the way down to 20 grand. So there's a lot of downside still for Bitcoin. All those guys that made money last year and they're all bragging they bought Lambos, they're gonna have to sell them because that's just how the market works. It's not that easy. Everyone that made money on something, the market's gonna take it back. And we got Upwork, pretty decent close here. Not too worried about this one. Still holding those $55 calls for July. This one's not too much tech. It's more e-commerce, so I'm not really worried about this one. As long as Fiverr, Etsy, SE are decent, this one will go too. You see big volume at the end of the day, even though it's an ugly candle. And yeah, Bitcoin and Nasdaq did look the same at the top. You're right. BV. ES, there's not really nothing to say here. It's the same thing as SPY. Was strong. Let's see if we can get follow through tomorrow. I just follow patterns. So if you look at SPY and you look at the last 4 weeks, every single Monday has been up and every single Tuesday has been down for 4 straight weeks. So maybe there's something there. Let's see. I don't even think they'll be able to afford Hondas the way most people's Bitcoin is set up. I think they're going to have to sell everything. That Michael Saylor guy is telling people to take out more extra mortgages on their house and buy more Bitcoin. So let's see if anyone, if they're smart enough to not listen to him. But for right now, I am bearish. Anything can change. I'll readjust tomorrow. If I don't get the move I'm looking for tomorrow, I might go back bullish. I might go back bearish. Who knows? It might go neutral. But every day is a new day. We'll see what happens. If rates stay high and tech stays high, it's indicating that the end of the tech bull market is here. So just keep an eye on rates and keep an eye on tech, and everything else looks fine right now. I mean, as long as we hold the 50-day moving average. Anyways, thank you guys for coming. See you guys tomorrow.